ago here at the shul. And so the next major thing is to talk about these names, Eliana and Shana. We, throughout basically the time that we knew Hannah was pregnant, we had probably before that, we sort of figured out a few different ideas of what we would call our daughter. And we actually had one sort of roaming around for quite a while in our heads pretty much the whole time. And quite honestly, it was my sort of motivation to find out if Eliana was going to be a boy or a girl, like from the first or second scan. I'm pretty patient when it comes to marking things out. And I don't think Hannah really wanted to know, but that's a different story for this last name, sort of, we really thought about our process this year, and of course, Hannah's going to talk a lot about the second name, Shana, in a second, but just the name Eliana, really in thinking about what we really, our process we're really going through, and thinking about having this child, and throughout really 6 years of our marriage, about different things that we went through to think about where we needed to call upon God. And a sort of a loose translation of Eliana would be, Eli, my God, Anna, answers. And sort of recalling, I think, a tension within Judaism, which is that there are times when we make a lot of effort to do things we need to do and to get to a place we need to get to, and to get things we need and to provide for ourselves. But at the end of the day, we really also couple that with asking for God for help. And we went through, I think, a long process and a difficult process that Eliana seems to remember. Going through, different times in our lives, a struggle in our lives. And throughout that time, we really counted and looked to God to be able to help us through that time to have Eliana really come to us. And she really, throughout the process of becoming parents, she really has already shown us a big lesson, which is that in order to really get something, you need that patience and you also need that support. And so we're here today to really bring out the name Eliana, to have that thanks and that calling out. So I'll move along.
Okay, so
now that she's done.
okay, so it's a tremendous joy to be celebrating for all of you today. As Daniel mentioned, this day has been a long time coming. We're extremely grateful to have been blessed with Eliana. I'm going to cry, so I hope it's not too emotional for the UK. But we are extremely grateful to have been blessed with Eliana and feel very fortunate to have a very supportive community of friends, students, and especially family participating in our swim club today. Eliana was born at 1:05 a.m. on Friday morning. This is a gift from Anna. She's given. Okay. So, okay. That's nice. Eliana was born at 1:05 a.m. on a Friday morning. The psalm that we say in our daily prayers for Fridays is Psalm 93. That's also sung on Friday night and as the Kabbalat Shabbat services. It speaks of God's majesty and is really hinting at the ultimate Shabbat, which is the world to come, redemption. Commentators state that Psalm 93 is really a continuation of Psalm 92, which is the psalm we read on Shabbat, the psalm for the Shabbat day. What I want to focus on is the lines that we sing, that usually, to be exact, in this community, Daniel Paul sings very well on Friday night here at the OJC, which is Tova do Baranano, Zame Tinkal Yom, Nagi Baboker Hastecha, Demunas Kabbalegos. It is good to sing praises. It is good to sing praises to God, and to in the morning to remember His kindness, and to have oh gosh, what am I getting mixed up? Oh, sorry. It is good to thank God and sing psalms to your name, Most High, to tell you of your loving kindness in the morning and your faithfulness at night. A few years ago, I heard a beautiful explanation of these verses from Rabbi David Zeller, Zichrono Livracha. And he said that it's easy to praise God when times are good, but when it's the morning, to get up in the morning and feel relieved that you made it through the night. In the morning we see the daylight, and we can see that this morning we've survived that long night of anxiety of not knowing what happens at night. And it's easy to sing praises to God in the morning. Thank God today we have a beautiful baby daughter and a baby daughter to share with our community and to celebrate with us. And our morning has finally arrived after a long time. But it is the nighttime when it's dark outside and we don't know what's going to happen. It's the mystery of the night and the unknown that's always lurking. We don't know if this pregnancy will work out. We don't, and or if we get through the long night of losses. But having faith, having emunah in God's help will help us through that night, even when things don't make sense or are painful. I think what is often so beautiful about labor and birth is that it is so symbolic of the life cycle. One of the biggest losses or hardest aspects of this symphony for me today is the fact that my mom is not here celebrating. I first became really interested in learning more about birth at the time of her death. I had the honor of being at home with her while she was dying, and while it was the most painful process I'd ever been a part of, it was also a very sacred and special time with her and our family. And after she passed away, after that long night was over, I thought, what other times could be as sacred or as mystical and beyond as the experience that we'd all just been a part of? And of course I thought, well, birth must be very connected in the same way. In a way, the long night of the loss of a mother is incredibly connected and intertwined with the birth of our daughter. My mother's life and the life she gave to me made it possible for Eliana to be here today as well. Shana was my mother's Jewish name, and I pray that the beauty that Eliana Shana incorporates into her life is similar to the beauty her grandmother incorporated into her being, a wise and inner beauty that was always hopeful during those long nights and knew how to put on a classy party in the morning. Of course, we are also so grateful to everyone who is here celebrating with us today, especially our families that came all the way from the States. And I also want to make special mention to Sarah Montague, our doula, who supported us throughout the long night of labor and birth. Tuesday night my wires broke, and Friday morning she was born. Let's just leave it there. I just want to tell you, Sarah, thank you so much for the support and love you gave us. Just as I and my family were present during my mother's death and leaving this world, you were present with love and support when I came into it. So, that's all the tears for now. Thank you. And we're moving on.
Just wanted to thank